There is a bird watching you almost every day. It sits on power lines, rooftops, and tree branches, quietly observing everything around it. Most people don't pay much attention to it. Some even chase it away. But what if I told you this bird can recognize your face? Remember it for years. And even warn other birds about you? It sounds like science fiction. But it's real. And that's only one reason crows are among the most extraordinary animals on Earth. Because behind those glossy black feathers is a mind far more intelligent than most people realize. For centuries, crows have been surrounded by myths. They've been called symbols of bad luck, death, and darkness. But science tells a very different story. Crows belong to one of the smartest bird families in the world. They solve problems, use tools, plan ahead, recognize individual humans, and learn from one another in ways few wild animals can. The discovery began with an unusual experiment. Researchers captured wild crows while wearing realistic masks. The birds were safely released only minutes later. Days afterward, the researchers returned wearing the exact same masks. The reaction was immediate. The crows began calling loudly. They followed the researchers from above. Some even swooped down to warn others. People wearing different masks were completely ignored. The birds weren't reacting to humans. They were reacting to specific faces. Then scientists waited. Months passed. Then years. When they returned wearing those same masks, the crows still recognized them. Even more surprising. Young crows that had never been captured also joined in. The original birds had taught the next generation which faces represented danger. That means knowledge isn't lost when one crow dies. It spreads through families and communities. Very few wild animals are known to pass information like this. But recognizing faces is only a small part of what makes crows remarkable. They've been seen bending wires into hooks to pull food from containers. Dropping walnuts onto busy roads so passing cars crack them open. Waiting patiently at traffic lights before collecting the pieces. Using sticks to pull insects from tree bark. And solving puzzles that require several steps completed in the correct order. These aren't random behaviors. They show planning, memory, and the ability to solve completely new problems. Some scientists compare their intelligence to that of a 7-year-old child in certain tasks. Yet despite all this intelligence, many people still see crows as pests. The truth is, they perform jobs that keep nature healthy every single day. Crows are nature's cleanup crew. They eat dead animals before they begin to rot. Roadkill, dead fish, small mammals, birds. By removing carcasses from the environment, they help slow the spread of harmful bacteria and disease. Without scavengers like crows, many dead animals would remain in the open much longer, creating ideal conditions for flies and dangerous microbes. They also help farmers. Crows feed on insects, beetles, caterpillars, grasshoppers, and crop-damaging grubs. During nesting season, they consume thousands of insects while feeding their young. In many areas, they naturally reduce pest populations without the need for chemicals. But perhaps their greatest contribution happens without anyone noticing. Crows help forests grow. Every autumn, they collect seeds, acorns, walnuts, and other nuts, hiding them in hundreds of different places to eat later. Their memory is incredible. They recover many of these hidden food stores. But not all of them. The forgotten seeds eventually sprout into new trees. Over time, crows become accidental gardeners, helping forests spread one forgotten acorn at a time. Scientists believe countless trees owe their existence to animals that never return to collect their hidden food. Crows are among those silent planters. They're also important messengers in nature. When a hawk, owl, fox, or other predator appears, crows are often the first to notice. Their loud warning calls alert not only other crows but many different bird species nearby. One crow spotting danger can protect dozens of animals. In a way, they're part of nature's early warning system. So, should you worry if a crow remembers your face? Not at all. Crows don't spend their lives seeking revenge. They simply remember experiences. If someone threatens them repeatedly, they learn to avoid that person and may warn others. But kindness is remembered too. People who regularly feed crows or simply leave them alone often earn their trust. Some crows have even been known to leave small gifts. Bottle caps, buttons, coins, tiny shiny objects. Scientists aren't entirely sure why. It may be curiosity. Or perhaps their own version of returning a favor. Whatever the reason, it reminds us that these birds notice far more than we think. The next time you hear a crow calling from a nearby tree, pause for a moment. You may be looking at one of the smartest animals in the natural world. A bird that remembers faces. Teaches its young. Solves problems. Cleans the environment. Plants future forests. Warns wildlife of danger. And quietly helps keep ecosystems in balance every single day. Sometimes the animals we overlook are doing the most important work. And perhaps the real question isn't whether crows remember us. It's whether we've been paying enough attention to understand just how remarkable they truly are.